Hare Krishna, Namaste. In Ramayana, in Valmiki Ramayana, there are quite few places where Lord Narasimha appears. Appears meaning is been mentioned. First one, in the Aranya Kanda, 37th Sarga. Tasya vei Narasimhasya simho raskasya bhamini pranebhyopi priyatara bharya nityam anuvrata. Ravana approaches Maricha, his uncle, and requests him to help him to kidnap Mother Sita. That request takes place in 36th Sarga. Hearing the plans and proposal of Ravana, Maricha then started speaking and giving advices to Ravana in the 37th Sarga. The first thing he says is Sulabhas Purusha Rajan Satatam Priyavadinaha Apriyastu Patyasya Vakta Shota Cha Durlabaha. O King, men who always speak pleasantly are easy to find, but a speaker or a hearer who speaks displeasing but gives a good advice are very rare. Rama is a great soul. He is not an ignorant person. He is not a person who doesn't have sense control. He never speaks untruth. He is personification of dharma, very saintly, at the same time very powerful. How can you desire to forcefully carry away Vaidehi, his wife, who is completely protected by him? How can you separate the sunlight from the sun? Katam tvam tasya vaidehim rakshitam svena tejasa ichchashi prasabham hartum prabham iva vivasvataha. You have a better life now. You have more than what you really need. Enough of wealth, enough of power, enough of kingdom, enough of wives. Why do you need another one? Remember, Ravana, the one with whom you are trying to play game is like lion. You don't want to take risk of your life playing with a lion. Tasya vai narasimhasya simho raskasya bhamini pranebhyo api priyatara bharya nityam anuvrata. Bhamini, that beautiful lady, is the wife of that Simha, lion among men, whose chest is where she resides. She is dearer to him than his very life, and she is always very chaste and obedient to her husband, Sri Ramachandra. Here Maricha is mentioning about Narasimha to Ravana to remind him what has happened to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, though he had so many boons, he was ripped off into pieces by the Lord Narasimha. And this Rama is none other than that same Lord Narasimha in a human form. Now let's see the second place where the Lord Sri Ramachandra identifies himself as Lord Narasimha. He tells by his own lotus mouth. This took place in the 6th Kanda, that is Ayodhya Kanda, Sarga 17, where the monkeys were debating whether to accept Vibhishana, who is standing near the seashore, who has come to surrender at the lotus feet of Rama. And majority of the monkeys, they were against to accept Vibhishana. And they were giving a lot of reasonings, including Jambavan, an elderly person. Then Rama also took opinion of Hanuman, who was the only one who gave a positive feedback about Vibhishana and recommended Rama to accept Vibhishana. Hearing different opinions, different reasonings from all those different monkeys, in Sarga 18, Rama then said, Mamapi tu vivakshasti kachit prati vibhishanam shruttam michchami tat sarvam bhavat shrayashe taihi. I also wish to tell my opinion about Vibhishana. You're all here for my welfare. Kindly hear what I have to say. Then he says, Mitra bhavena sampraptam natvajeyam katamchana dosho yadi api tasya syat satam etad aharhitam. Even if a person has any kinds of defects in his characters, in his behavior, he has done a lot of sins, still, if he comes to me and falls at my feet to be accepted, by all means, I will accept that person. My acceptance of someone surrendering unto me is not based on any of those factors, whether he is a good person or a bad person, whether he is a pious or an impious. Mitra bhavena, even if he comes simply saying, I am your friend, and takes my shelter, I will give my protection to that person. Hearing all these things, Sugriva was still not satisfied, comfortable accepting Vibhishana into the group. He said, if this Vibhishana can abandon his own brother and come over here, so what is the guarantee that we can trust him? He can do anything for what he wants. In the night time, he may do anything he wants to you, my lord. We should understand here Sugriva's mood is not about concerned about himself, but is concerned about the welfare of Sri Ramachandra. The love that he had for Rama makes him to doubt on anyone and everyone, to the extreme of such a person like Vibhishana too. Then Rama said, do not consider everyone is going to be same like their family members. Just because Ravana is bad doesn't mean his brother will also be bad. In response, Sugriva said, my dear Lord, I am sure that Ravana has sent Vibhishana, this demon, to kill you. This Vibhishana has come here with crooked mind. He has his followers also with him. We simply have to capture these Rakshasas and put them in prison. Hearing these concerned words from Sugriva, then the Lord said, what does it matter whether this Rakshasa is very bad or very good or neutral? He is incapable of doing even a little harm to me. Now comes a sloka where the Lord remembers his previous avatar as Lord Narasimha. Pishashan dhanavan yakshan prithvyam chaiva rakshasan angulyagrena tanhanyam icchan hari ghaneshwara. O Ishvara of monkeys, O Lord of the monkeys, that is the king. Sugriva is a king, therefore he is addressing Hari Ganeshwara. Rama says, if I wish, I can simply destroy all these Rakshasas, Dhanavan, Yakshas, any of these beings with the tip of my finger. Angulyagrena tan hanyam. Angulyagrena means at the tip of my finger, which means by my nail, I can simply, even a tip of my nail, I can kill them. We all heard that Lord Narasimha killed Hiranyakashipu with his fingernails. In other words, the Lord doesn't need to carry or have a weapon to kill anyone. He doesn't even need a nail to kill anyone. By his sankalpam, by his will, he can simply kill anyone. So in this sloka we see how the Lord Ramachandra took the mood of Lord Narasimha and became Raghava Simha. One may ask a follow-up question. If Lord doesn't need any weapons, he can kill anyone by his will or by his nails, then why does Lord Ramachandra carry bow and arrow? There are three reasons given by the Acharyas. Number one, the Lord carries the weapon to bring or induce terror in the hearts of the enemies of his devotees. at least in some cases, they will resist to do any harm to his devotees, so that the Lord doesn't have to use his weapons, invoke his weapons. Just by seeing the Lord is having weapons, they may get frightened and not get into any fight. The second is, when someone shows enmity to the Lord alone, then the Lord can easily punish them with his sankalpa shakti, with his willpower, without even having to use any weapons. But if anyone does ill to his devotees, ill treat his devotees, then the Lord becomes very angry, and instead of destroying them through his sankalpa shakti, he resorts to his weapons to punish them. That is the second reason. The third reason is, all these ayudams, the weapons, are divine, transcendental. They are the eternal associate servants of the Lord in the spiritual world. Even though the Lord himself does not need any weapons to protect himself, but these great devotees of the Lord are always concerned about the Lord's protection. Therefore, out of love and attachment to the Lord, they always try to be close to the Lord and watchful and watching out for any unforeseen enemies or events to protect the Lord. One more reason just remembered: these weapons are also seen as ornaments to the Lord. We try to wear ornaments to beautify ourselves, but the ornaments get beautified when they come in contact with the Lord. Jai Jai Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Raghava Simha. Thank you. Hare Krishna.